Reclaim your time, time, time.
Welcome to Week 8, Literacy Liftoff, AI Storytelling and Language Learning, Words, Wisdom, and World-Changing Technology. I'm Maggie Mosher, and
I'm Lisa Dieker, and we are so excited to talk to you from the Flight Center today, taking flight in literacy. Gotta love it.
yay. Imagine a student who wants to write a fantasy story. They can give an AI tool a simple prompt like, give me 5 characters for a hero who's afraid of heights but has to retrieve a magical item at the top of a mountain. The AI can generate character sketches, plot twists, even dialogue snippets. And today, no matter what AI I'm using, I can even have it generate 4 images of that character for me. This isn't about the AI writing the story for me. It's about igniting students' imagination. The student is still the author, the director of the tale. The AI is simply the muse, providing the spark that overcomes that initial writer's block. Tools like Canva, Magic Write, or even a simple chat bot can help me generate a story, or the student generate a story, craft a poem, rewrite a sentence in 5 different ways, change my tone, my syntax. I just love it all. Lisa, what do you like about it?
Well, so what I love too is that we're talking about not just literacy as like reading, but we're talking about reading, writing, speaking, thinking. And I know that's the celebratory part of this. And we know I can think. It can think whatever it's been programmed into. You and I both, I know, are very personally worried about how much bias in the dominant culture is leading that AI work right now. And so I think you also always have to think about what is the purpose? That's the biggest thing with AI and literacy. Is the purpose to help me get started? Is the purpose to write the story and let me critique it? Is the purpose, one of my favorites, is the kid who's gifted, which we know many of our students with disabilities are gifted in so many areas of literacy. When they finish writing it, we have AI write and they compare and contrast and add new words, or have AI evaluate this. If I were going up for the Pulitzer Prize, or I was going to publish this in the New York Times or Fortune magazine or the school newspaper, how would you improve it for me? So again, even the best of the best in your classroom can use this at different levels. And I think that's what I love the most is the leveling and the purpose behind AI for use in literacy.
Yeah, and I love what you said about the leveling too and the purpose, because I can put in a story I really like and say, hey, I love this story. I love this author. Can you find some similar books that are at this reading level? Or a lot of teachers have been doing this lately that I've been working with. They say, I love this book. Suggest other books and other authors I might love because I really love this book. If teachers are doing it, why not let our students do the same thing? I love Harry Potter. Find me some other authors and stories that really would be eye-opening for me to read next. So I think that's huge. And then there are AI-powered apps like Duolingo that use really sophisticated algorithms to create that personalized learning paths. Reviewing words right before you're likely to forget them. The real magic is in the conversational practice that we were talking about this. There's things like Google Stream, where I can talk back and forth to the AI and there's no stopping, there's no pause. It's not like a chatbot where I ask a question, even if I say it verbally, I have to stop and get an answer. It's a conversation with an AI agent in real time. What do you think about some of these that are coming up, Lisa?
Yeah. And for those of you who work in the area of speech language, I know of a couple of wonderful speech therapists that are really using Alexa when kids are working on articulation. And not to frustrate them, but to say, hey, you really like knock knock jokes about peanut butter. You need to go and ask I'm going to say it, or otherwise it'll probably go off in my house here as we're podcasting. A knock knock joke and peanut butter. But if I can't articulate that, it's a perfect opportunity for the speech therapist. I think we've always talked about that in using text to speech, and we've had a lot of personalizations with like Dragon Dictate that will learn your dialect. But unfortunately, AI is moving so fast, not having the dialect or the ability to type or use eye tracking or a Bluetooth or something to put text in is going to limit kids. And so I really love that they're focusing on how do I articulate well enough? Because the beauty of AI is it's fairly forgiving in its realm, and it will let you correct itself. And that's also what one of my friends who's a speech therapist is working on. It's like, well, if you got it wrong, remember in AI, you can correct it. Just like when somebody doesn't understand you the first time. No, I didn't say I wanted a hamburger. I wanted a hot dog, and so you need to keep thinking, what do you need to show it a picture? Well, could we add a picture into AI and say, no, I'm talking about this? So really using that again as a leveled way, depending on a kid's speech need, which I think we often think about it in reading and writing, but I think in language production, it's also got lots of possibilities.
Yeah, and one specific platform, School AI, has created this chatbot where a teacher can put in for themselves things like, I want it to provide gentle correction in pronunciation to the student. The teacher can also have the chatbots pretty much what they call like linked one on top of the other. So essentially, I don't have to leave this chatbot. Maybe I'm an English language learner and I want it all to be in Spanish, but I also want to create images right after. I don't have to leave this chatbot that's great at languages and move on to a different chatbot that's good at images. In School AI, you can have the first one go directly to the second one, and I'm still on the same page. So I don't have to leave and go back and find a different resource. So that's a free new option that just came out, I think, a week or two ago in School AI that if you haven't tried, you should definitely check it out. But essentially, it'll help English language learners really learn in real-time translation, text to speech. Their functions are really powerful. A student can listen to a lesson in English, read the subtitles in Spanish or native language. It'll help with that comprehension building in real time and give feedback. If they don't understand the feedback in English, they can ask in real time to say, can you give that feedback to me again in Spanish? It just gives some real options that we didn't have available before. It's like having my own translator in the room.
I love it. Well, and my last thought is gonna be kind of to take us back to week 7 and tie it to week 8. And one of the things I know we both like is that it can create stories. Specifically, there's lots of things out there for social stories. But now I can have, if I need we used to talk about video modeling. I believe there's a whole new realm of AI modeling. Can we have an AI avatar created that reminds me of things when I ask, like, should I, yell at my friend, or what name should I call my friend today? Maybe you should call them by their name and not anything mean. Again, asking those questions. I have a friend who's now, her students with emotional needs are typing in to, what should I say next? What should I write in this note to my friend that I'm upset about bullying? And again, giving that as a way to help both the social emotional side and the reading, writing, and speaking side simultaneously, I think is a bridge that we're just starting to realize in the field.
Yeah, and fostering that love for reading and writing is important throughout life. So I will give one last thing before you give your last. I will recommend something to do with a class. For example, you could do a story sprint where you give your class, you give them a compelling opening sentence generator, and you say, for example, I'm going to set 10 minutes and have you write the next part of the story. Then I'm going to have them share those out loud to each other. It's a creative way, especially for people with dysgraphia and dyscalculia or dyslexia who struggle with sometimes getting their ideas immediately out quickly, but they have such creative minds to kind of get that prompt to start going. It was one of my favorite things when we were little, used to do those squiggle prompts where a teacher would just write a squiggle in a notebook and you turn it into a picture and then write about it. It's kind of, AI can do that in much more amazing ways. I can put in a picture and it can create that picture into something else, and then I can write about that specific thing. So remembering things like, yes, AI can adapt these texts to different levels so that no matter what level I read on or what level I'm writing on, it's adapted in real time, but it can also do these really cool, imaginative, creative pieces as well. One last thing for you, Lisa.
Yeah. And so again, remember purpose and personalization. I think that's where we started. And, go back to the research. So, like, if you're in writing and you're not familiar with self-regulated, self-directed writing strategies, they're proven to work for kids with disabilities. But guess what? They're good for everybody. But now AI can help me with self-regulation and self-direction and getting started in writing. And I think it's building on the research of, we know what works in reading, kids working on decoding, comprehension, leveling the questions. But why does a teacher need to do it all? We really think AI can help you save that time so you can build those relationships with kids. So thanks for joining us today.